Thanks for staying with us. Now, the Eurovision semi-finals continue tonight with Norwegian songstress Emmy flying the flag for Ireland.
So join us to discuss the 2025 Song Contest is former Eurovision contestant Brian Kennedy, alongside tech journalist and Eurovision super fan, not just of Eurovision, Marty Whelan we're seeing as well.
I love it.
Elaine Burke, good morning to you both.
Thank
it's great to have both with us. So first semi-final was last night. There were a couple of shocks, Elaine, weren't there?
Yeah.
I think the only big surprise was maybe Belgium not getting through, because they would have been, for some people, a strong contender. But I think maybe Red Sebastian's performance didn't quite hit the right notes on the night. And it was the more contested semi-final, I think.
Let's go back to you because you've been there.
19 years ago.
19?
Can
Was
you
it
believe
19
that?
years ago?
Please do not show a clip.
No, we're not
I don't
going to
want
show
to see
a clip.
it.
No. But I mean, you know the pressure then that Emmy's
Yeah.
under tonight.
Yeah.
It isn't. I've been to about 7 of them, I think. It's an amazing atmosphere there, but there is an awful lot of pressure because you are representing your country.
Listen, I stopped being Brian Kennedy overnight, and suddenly you're like, hello, Ireland. Ireland's here, everyone. Say hello to Ireland.
Yeah.
So it's not lost on you that you're representing the entire country, right?
Yeah.
And also, we had done quite badly for a while, and we hadn't gotten out of the semi-final. Do you remember all that pressure?
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, and let's remember, when they were calling out and going into the final, blah, blah, and we were last to be called out. I was 10th to be called out. So I thought, we haven't gotten through. And for people at home, for a bit of crack, Google it, right? And what you will see me lip-syncing is when they say, and Ireland, I go...
And we're lip-syncing it here as well.
So if people look at Emmy and say, hello, Ireland, will she turn around and look around?
No, she won't go. She'll be saying, hello, Norway.
Because she's Norwegian.
Well, here's what's interesting about that. 30
Ireland.
years ago, exactly, Secret Garden won.
Yes.
And that is half Norwegian, half Irish also, you see. With Nocturne, they had an instrumental one. And, of course, we did the the middle part with Micheál Sullivan doing Lumen, of course. That was the coveted thing from Riverdance. Do you remember that? Of course you do. So it's interesting that maybe that's some kind of an omen that they won with Nocturne. They were Fionnuala, obviously, from Naas and Guelph.
At the same time, I don't think we're expecting Emmy to win the Eurovision this year, are we, Elaine? It's not looking that way anyway, according to bookies or anywhere.
I think Emmy is going to qualify, and that's a big thing because we want to retain our streak now of qualifying. We want to get back on the run of qualifying.
True enough.
But I think the competition at the top is too strong at the moment, and Emmy's not one of those top contenders.
Well, listen, for people who haven't seen Emmy's song, Brian's face. OK, let's take a look at Emmy's entry, Ireland's entry tonight.
Like a party in the sky. Like a party in the sky.
There we go. There's a party in the sky. Can you tell people at home how it's allowed that somebody from Norway can represent Ireland
I would love
in
to know
the
that
contest?
too.
Oh, it's not. There's not a rule that you have to be from the country to represent them. Sure, Switzerland, who is hosting now, last one with Celine Dion. She's not Swiss.
No, but so how is that? There's no rule. There was one Irish songwriter on that song, and that's how the Irish connection.
Okay.
That's the Irish connection, and that's, I think, why RTE was happy enough to put forward Emmy as an entrant.
Because there's an Irish songwriter.
Yeah, but
there.
I mean, Flo Rida represented San Marino once along with
this year,
Senate.
the favourite Sweden is represented by a group from Finland.
From Finland, yeah, a Swedish-speaking
You really are
region of
making
Finland.
a
mockery of it, though.
No, this is what Eurovision is about. It's about this unity across Europe.
Representing
and
their country.
a mix of
And how does
things.
Australia work in that mix?
Because Australia is a member of the European Broadcasting Union. It's not just about Eurovision. It's about the Eurovision European Broadcasting Union.
Yeah. No, I mean, everybody's welcome, of course.
Yeah.
Well, see, that's what it is. It's part of the membership of the EBU. But then you're saying what country should take part. And I know last year especially, and this year again, last year was a major thing, and this year it is going to be about Israel's participation in the contest. Brian, what do you think about that? Because they did kick out Russia immediately when they invaded Ukraine.
Has been set, Alan,
so they
exactly
did do
right.
that. Yeah,
I don't understand their thinking. They set the precedent themselves by kicking out Russia because of the war in Ukraine. So why suddenly are the rules different now?
It's down to the broadcasting rights again, Elaine.
It's down to
It's a
the membership of the
technicality on it.
broadcasting union. So Russia's broadcaster was found in breach of those rules and sought as a public broadcaster to be an instrument of the state in the context of that invasion.
Start the war?
Well, no, they were seen to be an instrument of the state, and the state
I'm being
had
facetious,
started a war.
But you see, the thing is,
their
in
argument
Israel,
is that the Israeli broadcaster has not breached their rules. Now, there are counter arguments to that say Khan has breached those rules, and that's the argument that's being brought to the EBU. And I think they also need to really look at their rules and their morality here as well, because at the end of the day, this is a competition to host this contest. And are they legitimately saying that they want an entrant in that contest that is Israel right now, that can host this next year?
Tel Aviv
That would be obscene.
That's a really brilliant point.
But
that would honestly be
Israel
obscene.
are one of the favourites this year.
The song
They're
is
ranked,
very
they
good.
always rank really
She's a
well
good
because
singer.
Israel has always performed really well in the voting. I think that's part of why its odds are so strong.
Okay.
I think it's a fabulous song.
Are you having a party this year?
She's not
Doesn't matter.
really.
But in terms of this Israel debate as well, because I know that Spain and Ireland are talking about trying to get Israel out of this competition. I know that some journalists in RTE are saying that RTE should not show this competition as well. But I know a member of the RTE staff said that this Eurovision is set up to bring people together. And this is a celebration of culture and arts, and it shouldn't be about politics.
I think it's like, that's a nice idea, but we live in the reality of what is happening in the world right now. And even there was actually a really curious commentary by one of the hosts on Tuesday in the script where she said, after years of war. And I'm sure the Ukrainian delegation would have loved it to be after years of war, but that is not the current context that we live in. And I think they're a little bit living in a peaceful illusion in the EBU sometimes. Like, I think that's a nice aim to have, but that's not the world that we are currently living in.
That's what someone would say who are not in war.
Yeah.
You know, it's easy enough
And
to say.
as you said, Brian, they did set the precedent with
I don't
Russia.
get it.
So
It's
I
very
think they
confusing
should follow
behaviour.
through. If anybody invades another country, maybe they shouldn't be taking part in this.
Absolutely.
But look, that's not for us to decide. They are in it this year. And so let's take a look then at other controversies that have been happening.
Okay.
And Malta had to rechange the lyrics of their song. And so tell us about this,
I love
Elaine.
this song so much.
Oh, really?
No, without
yes.
without getting us into trouble, take us off air.
So, Mariana Conte is representing Malta, and there is a word in Maltese that means to chant or to sing, and it happens to sound like the C word.
Yes.
And her song was serving C
Yes,
word,
the
which
C
is a
word.
very common phrase if you're a fan of Drag Race.
And it
or
it got
like that.
so much publicity because it sounded like that, and it
It's
was
fantastic.
like it was
And it's
fantastic.
And her
Clever.
surname is Conte.
Yeah, and like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la serving. Like,
Okay.
she's kind of referencing the singing element in the song.
We're going to have a quick look at here she is here.
please.
Censored version.
Why should we let other people decide when we could be having the time of our lives? Let down your walls, come and dance to my vibe. I do it all the time, yeah, I do it all the time, yeah, I do it all the time. Serving. Do, re, mi, fa, sa, sa, serving.
Okay, so we saw Emmy's performance, very different to that one.
Very different, yeah.
So the EBU came out and said she had to remove that word from her song.
They said she had to change the song, and I think she was very clever in making this choice, where she's basically done the radio-friendly edit, and you can still, if you've heard the song, you can still hear where that should
she's
be.
just cut the word out. The music still
Yeah.
serving.
And
Leave it up to yourself.
The official playlist on Spotify still has the original version. So,
I'm sure
like,
if you go down
fans
Candy
who've been
Bar,
listening
you can hear it
still
as many
hear it.
times as you want.
Okay.
Okay, what do you think of that, Brian?
It's all right. I mean, I'm not sure I'm the target audience for it, really.
Right.
But at the same time, look, Eurovision is about fun at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think I'm more outraged that Samantha Mumba was not just chosen because she's already an established star. But let's not go there.
Well, we can't go there. I mean, in
Yeah.
RT, I agree with you in that thing. I think she would have been the best representative
Of
for us
course
this
she
year
would.
if the song
Absolutely.
had been slightly changed
Sorry,
around.
I'm just
Anyway,
annoyed by
it was the
that.
public who
Wasn't
voted
it?
for it.
I know.
Let's get back to
Austria
tonight and some of the favourites. Sweden, which we saw on Tuesday. Tough. I don't think they'll do it. But I think this guy will. This is JJ from Austria.
Okay.
It will be the first opera song ever to win Eurovision if it wins,
Is that
because
right?
he's amazing. Have a look at this. Myself and Elaine are pop. And what did you say?
I just said, how's he doing that underwater? Fair play to him.
He can barely hold a note, though.
I'm
It's
telling
impressive,
you.
isn't it?
And his breath.
Yeah.
And his breath. And seemingly, in rehearsals, he is holding that notes, and it's very
See,
impressive.
this is the thing. Because you're being filmed all the time, you can't just hold back because everybody's filming every rehearsal.
Yeah.
It comes out as extras on the DVD and all of that. So you've got to give it every single time.
What else is favoured? What else should we be looking for?
I do think Malta is going to have a strong performance. And Sweden, obviously, from Tuesday. They're really the top two contenders.
Really?
They're by some distance the favourites. And I do think you're right, Alan. I think it's going to be Austria. But tonight, I would say, just as a preference for me, the song Straight After Ireland is one of the most beautiful entrants this year. It's a 6-part harmony group from Latvia. And the only thing live at Eurovision is the vocal. So you have to nail the vocal. Yeah. And to do a 6-part harmony is a brave choice. And this song, it's got a very folksy element to it. It's stunning.
OK, right. Do we think are Ireland going to get out of the semi-finals?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
No.
Oh,
OK.
You don't, Brian?
I don't.
Do you just don't think it's strong enough?
Yeah, I just don't think it's exactly right. I mean, I love... She's got loads of joy and everything. I love her joy. That's wonderful. It's just not a very good song. Right. It's called the Eurovision Song Contest, not the Eurovision Outfit Contest.
Well, look, did you think Bambi Tug had a song last year? Not a lot of people said that staging actually got her through and got her into 6th place.
Yeah, it was brilliant staging.
It was brilliant staging.
I love that song before I even saw any of that Bambi staging. Really? Absolutely.
All right.
You're a proper fan.
I have a little tip for you. Look out for Switzerland on Saturday. I think they're the dark horse of the whole competition.
Zoe, OK. Well, she seemed a bit nervous now on Tuesday.
I think they're the dark horse of the whole competition.
You're
going for Malta?
No,
Austria.
to win, Austria.
Sorry, Brian?
I think Austria.
Yeah. OK, I'm going for Australia.
Milkshake Man. You'll actually love
Milkshake Man.
I don't know. I just heard it on the radio last night. Mental. Australia.
He's opening the
You
show
know what?
tonight.
It is fun and it does bring people together. It brings Europe. It's once a year that Europe come together, the world comes together for a bit of joy.
Everybody wants to go to Australia for Eurovision.
Well, it can't be held in Australia.
Did you watch it before?
Oh, can it not?
No.
The timeline is all
European
wrong.
countries would have to hold it for Australia.
Yeah. Like Liverpool hosted for Ukraine.
Elaine Burke, thanks so much for joining us, as always. And Brian Kennedy, the 1,000th contestant.
I was, that's right.
On Eurovision.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
That is incredible.
Yeah.
Fair play to you. Thanks
Thank
so
you.
much for coming in.
Lots more still to come on Ireland AM.
See you back here shortly.